On March 13, 2026, USS Tripoli was running routine patrols in the Indo-Pacific. Hours later, emergency orders redirected the 45,000-ton marine assault ship toward the Strait of Hormuz, where roughly 20% of the world's oil flows every day. The Pentagon did not send a supercarrier. They sent an 844-foot aviation-centered warship, deliberately built without a well deck. And that choice says everything about what Washington expects is coming. Until the morning of March 13, 2026, USS Tripoli and its 2,500 Marines from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit were just another fixture in the 7th Fleet's endless Pacific rotation. The ship's logs show a steady rhythm: joint drills near the Philippines, flight operations off the East China Sea, humanitarian exercises with Japanese forces. The automatic identification system tracked the vessel looping from Sasebo to the Philippine Sea and back, following the quiet routine of forward deployment. That routine shattered with a single call from the Pentagon. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth approved U.S. Central Command's urgent request. Tripoli and its Marines were to break from Pacific patrol and steam for the Middle East at best possible speed. A Pentagon spokesperson, pressed by reporters, described the move as a response to emerging regional security challenges, careful not to name Iran directly. But every major outlet drew the connection to attacks on shipping and the threatened closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Satellite images from March 11th already showed the ship and its escorts accelerating southeast out of the Philippine Sea, 2 days before the official announcement. By March 13th, the order was public. A 45,000-ton, aviation-focused assault ship was now the centerpiece of America's rapid response in the world's most volatile maritime choke point. Tripoli's sudden shift from Indo-Pacific presence to Hormuz crisis response was not just a matter of geography. It was a deliberate choice, one that put a mobile sea base built around marine airpower on the front line. The Pentagon's decision raises a deeper question. Why send this ship, with its unique aviation-heavy design and absence of a well deck, instead of a traditional carrier or amphibious group? The answer lies in the ship's flexibility and in the urgent need for options that go beyond brute force. Tripoli's presence in the Middle East draws its strength from a design choice made long before this crisis: the decision to build her as a Flight Zero America-class ship. In Navy terms, Flight Zero means aviation comes first. The ship stretches 844 feet from bow to stern and displaces about 45,000 tons fully loaded, dimensions that put her closer in scale to a World War II fleet carrier than to a traditional amphibious transport. But it is not just about size. The defining trait is what is missing. There is no well deck carved into her hull. Instead, every inch that would have been dedicated to launching landing craft is given over to aviation, hangar space, fuel tanks, ordnance storage, and sprawling maintenance bays. This configuration is deliberate. Navy architects and marine planners wanted a floating AIR base that could deliver sustained, high-tempo flight operations far from home ports or established runways. By omitting the well deck, Tripoli gains a cavernous hangar, expanded aviation fuel reserves, and the ability to support a larger air group than any previous amphibious ship. The result is a vessel that can embark, launch, and recover marine aircraft for days at a time, independent of shore facilities or carrier strike groups. In practical terms, Tripoli is not a supercarrier, but she is far more than a transport. Her scale and layout make her a true light carrier in all but name, tailored for rapid crisis response, sea-based airpower, and command of marine operations ashore. In the volatile waters near Hormuz, where flexibility and speed matter more than brute force, these design decisions become the source of her strategic value. On Tripoli's flight deck, the real power comes from the marine air combat element and its mix of advanced aircraft. F-35B Lightning II jets line up on the forward spots, ready for vertical takeoffs for strike missions or combat air patrols. Alongside them, MV-22B Osprey tiltrotors stand by for rapid troop insertion, able to leap hundreds of miles of open water and land Marines on a hostile shore without warning. This combination, according to the Air Combat Element Operations Officer, turns the ship into a self-contained launch pad for both precision airstrikes and sudden vertical assault. The ship's sortie generation doctrine is built around high-tempo cycles. Up to 18 F-35B jets can be launched in under an hour, while Ospreys and heavy-lift helicopters rotate through deck spots for constant movement of Marines and supplies. Unlike a traditional amphibious ship, Tripoli's entire aviation infrastructure, from the cavernous hangar to the vast JP-5 fuel tanks, exists to keep aircraft in the air and Marines on the move. In a crisis, this means the ship can project power ashore, reinforce allies, or evacuate civilians, all without waiting for a carrier group to arrive. The result is a floating airbase that brings Marine air and ground forces wherever they are needed, at a speed and scale few other ships can match. The absence of a well deck on USS Tripoli is not a minor omission. It is the single most defining limitation of the Flight Zero design. Unlike earlier amphibious ships, Tripoli cannot launch or recover traditional landing craft, such as the LCAC hovercraft or the LCU utility boats, directly from a floodable bay within the hull. There is no cavernous compartment opening to the sea, no ramp for armored vehicles, no rapid offload of tanks or heavy trucks onto a hostile beach. Instead, every cubic foot that would have supported amphibious lift is now dedicated to aviation, expanded hangar volume, larger JP-5 fuel tanks, and more ordnance storage. This trade-off means Tripoli relies entirely on vertical lift for moving Marines and equipment ashore. MV-22B Ospreys, CH-53K helicopters, and F-35B aircraft become the backbone of any assault or evacuation, fast and flexible, but unable to deliver armored columns or heavy logistics at the scale of a traditional amphibious landing. Without a well deck, the ship cannot independently stage a classic beach assault. It must operate alongside other amphibious ships in the task force, each bringing their own landing craft and ground vehicles. The result is a ship that excels at rapid response, air assault, and crisis management, but always as part of a carefully integrated package. This dependency shapes how Tripoli is used in the real world as the aviation centerpiece of a Marine expeditionary unit, never as a standalone blunt instrument. Roughly 1/5 of the world's oil supply moves through the Strait of Hormuz every day, a global choke point. In this narrow waterway, a single missile strike or mining incident can send global energy prices soaring and trigger a cascade of military responses. The region's vulnerability is not hypothetical. Recent months have seen tankers damaged by limpet mines, drone attacks blamed on Iranian proxies, and U.S. naval escorts forced into high-alert patrols. So, for military planners, the challenge is clear: protect the flow of commerce while avoiding a full-scale escalation. Tripoli's arrival off Hormuz is a direct answer to that problem. Unlike a supercarrier, it does not project overwhelming force by itself. Its value lies in adaptability. With a flight deck optimized for F-35B jets and MV-22 Ospreys, Tripoli can launch rapid air patrols, reinforce embattled allies, or put Marines ashore at short notice, without relying on regional airfields or waiting for slower, heavier forces to assemble. This flexibility is the heart of its design. In a crisis where threats shift hour by hour, the ability to deliver Marine air power from the sea, untethered from fixed bases, offers options that are both immediate and measured. The ship's presence signals resolve, but also restraint, giving decision-makers tools for deterrence and rapid response in one package. naval analysts have coined the term lightning carrier to describe what happens when an America-class amphibious assault ship like Tripoli embarks a full complement of F-35B jets and operates as a strike platform. In this role, Tripoli can launch and recover short takeoff and vertical landing fighters in rapid succession, delivering a concentrated burst of air power without the logistical and political footprint of a supercarrier. The concept is rooted in flexibility, the ability to surge marine aviation assets forward, fill gaps in regional coverage, and provide credible deterrence when a full carrier strike group is unavailable or not warranted. But the Lightning carrier is not a replacement for a nuclear carrier. Its flight deck supports fewer jets, its air wing is smaller, and its defensive systems are tailored for a different mission set. Tripoli can put up to 20 F-35B jets on deck, but it lacks the catapults, arresting gear, and layered escort screen that define a supercarrier's striking power and survivability. Instead, the ship's value lies in what it signals. The United States can escalate its presence and options quickly, without committing its most strategic assets. As one retired Navy captain put it, Tripoli as a lightning carrier is about showing up with enough punch to change the calculus, but not so much that you close off diplomatic exits. This doctrinal nuance shapes how Tripoli's deployment is read by allies and adversaries alike. The ship's presence signals resolve, but also restraint, a reminder that the United States can dial its response up or down, keeping the crisis from spiraling out of control while maintaining credible force at sea. Tripoli's aviation-first design isn't about overwhelming firepower. It's about rapid, flexible response in unpredictable crises. As the Middle East tests global stability, ships like this become signals as much as assets. The message is clear: adaptability now defines deterrence. What matters isn't size, but strategic intent. Share your thoughts below.